Hi, welcome back to episode 8 and I'm not sure I was going to make this episode last night. I walked away yesterday having tried hot glue around the fences and dams, having tried silicone, wedging paper towels and all sorts, and as I watched, still the epoxy resin seeped out. I just couldn't fix it. So I did my best to dam it. I closed the lights off and I walked outside of the workshop. As far as I was concerned, today would be a clear update with no chance of salvage. But when I arrived in the workshop this morning, a minor miracle had occurred. Yes, I'd probably lost 3/4 of the resin that I had poured into the piece, but a concentrated section of wet resin remained at the bottom. Could I rescue the project? I had to come up with a plan, and quickly, and so I have done. What I'm now going to do is I'm going to do another pour of resin, and the reason why I'm going to do that is the resin, the deep pour stuff that I poured yesterday that ran everywhere, has now reached the gel stage. That means it's not fluid enough to run through any of the cracks or areas that weren't properly sealed. So effectively, yesterday's error has made my mould watertight. So in theory, I should be able to pour another layer of resin over the last one and it not leak out as much. Perhaps. So today, rather than use deep pour, I'm going to use shallow pour resin because that's a lot more viscous, it's a lot thicker. So when you pour it, it's not as likely to run as far. However, I can't fill the whole of those voids with the amount of resin that I'd need. So I needed to do two separate pours. Each pour cures in 24 hours. So I can do a pour today and a pour tomorrow. So I'm going to mix up another batch and I'm going to stain it again, but this time less so. And then if that sets, tomorrow I'll make up another batch, which I won't stain at all. And then we'll get a lovely graduated tone through the piece if everything goes to plan. Having said that, we had a plan yesterday and now we're on plan B. So let's go. So we're pouring on a 1-to-1 basis this new resin. So we've got half a litre of the resin, and now I'm putting in 500 millilitres epoxy resin hardener, and now I need to give that a thorough mix for 3 minutes. Now we want to add some pigment, so some more black going in there, just not as much as yesterday. It is done. And it's pour time again, so let's start plan B with a tiny pour and see how we go. A little bit more, just a little. So here we are the next morning, and our second pour is cured, and it looks like this. This is nice, glassy, smooth, rock solid resin. It hasn't cured to be as transparent as I like, and then up here, something bizarre has happened. I've never seen that before. The whole area is cured rock solid, but the pigmentation that I did thoroughly mix into the resin seems to have almost separated, leaving an almost transparent hole in the centre of the cure. So that only really gives me one option, and that is that the final coat that I'm going to put on at the top of this is going to have to be dense black mica powder based, so we get a good black sparkling effect. Not a disappointment, but it is another change in plan in this project.